Hey everybody, welcome to Tuesday night weekend. I can't even talk. Tuesday night Homestead Update. How's everybody doing? Starla and Terminator are the only two we see in here right now.
You got to remember, some have to watch commercials. So.
We are glad that you guys showed up. How's everybody been doing? We're going to wait just a little bit and see who makes it into the chat. Starla, Lucy, hope you guys have had a fantastic week. Starla, I hope you and the husband are doing well. And Terminator, I know you're tearing it up there in the Great White North. And then Leonard's in the house. Leonard, how's it going, brother?
Hi.
How's it going? We're going to hang out just a little bit and wait for some more people to come in. Had a busy time, didn't we? It's been a busy week.
It's been busy.
Been busy and very interesting.
Interesting by a lot. By a lot.
That if you hear a clicking noise in the background, the dog is throwing a bone around the floor.
So I'm trying to figure out where she got it from.
It's one of the ones they got last week for dinner. All right. So you want to tell them what we did this week? Well, they kind of know. We kind of give them a preview.
You still didn't take any recordings. You didn't do any videos or anything. I didn't.
You know why you pointing fingers at me? You didn't just. I asked you to tell them what we did, not tell me what I didn't do right.
Whatever.
Hey, just G.
Oh, you didn't kill it, Lucy? I thought you killed it. That's funny. She was like running around last night during the video, banging walls, and she's like, "I think I got it." Apparently not. So, yeah. So no, we had the festival. Self-Reliance Festival was this weekend. We went ahead, went out early. I'm glad we did. That was fun. So
what's up, man?
We'll do that again. We're going to do that for Kentucky as well because I have a class to teach on Friday.
So let's back up just a little bit. You're already at the end of the month.
I mean, you told me to.
Well,
say what
I started packing. I took 3 days to pack, which was very nice because I wasn't having to rush around Wednesday to get everything into the last minute. And then we got up. We got a late start. Somebody forgot their phone, but didn't forget their phone.
It was in my back pocket where it wasn't supposed to be.
We finally got on the road. It's from here to Camden, Tennessee, is an 11-hour drive with stops and everything. And we kind of took our time getting out there. I mean, we didn't.
You always say 11. I think it's more like 12.
No, it's 11. We left here at 5 and we got there at 4.
Okay. I thought it was closer to 5.
Actually, we left at 6 and got there at 5.
Okay. That I'll agree with.
Hey, Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Sam was there. He's still on his way. He hung around Camden for a little while. Didn't leave till about noon today.
Dang.
That's a long haul.
Yeah.
Chaplin's not quite as far.
But Sam, I bet you had fun though.
Yeah.
Getting that one-on-one and just visiting with Carrie and getting all that love, and from Amanda getting all the love and knowledge from John and Glenn. Yeah. Like, holy crap, it's a lot.
Yeah. Sam was there selling his God, you know what? I forgot to get jerky from him.
Oh,
I just realized that.
You're screwed till spring.
And Sam, we had extra cinnamon rolls too. Oh man. But we got there at 5, and first thing we did was set our campsite up. It was really nice. The camping was just a wee bit different this year. The sheep were in the campground, so you had to be really careful of leaving the gate open. And it was wild waking up in the morning and seeing there were two rams, 2 ewes, and 2 babies, and it was really weird seeing them just laying there by their tent chilling out.
Well, and then the guardian dog was in there, so yeah, some had the guardian dog in their hammocks, and some had them in their tent.
Yeah, Nighthawk said he woke up in his hammock, and the Great Pyrenees was like standing there with his head underneath the rainfly, staring at.
Good morning.
Let's see. What's Starla saying?
My crooked little homestead, it looks like I will be starting
palliative care, and my husband has to have neck surgery on the neck, and most likely will wind up paralyzed. Oh,
dang.
We'll say a prayer for you, Starla.
Oof.
We'll say a prayer. There's
Skeins.
Yep, Skeins.
There she be.
Skeins, you missed a good time. But we set up Friday morning and got done about 11,
somewhere in
which was super nice. Took our time and did not have to rush it and get everything done at the last minute in the dark.
Well, and it was nice because then I got to help Carrie with dinner for the reception for Friday night, and then so that was nice, and that was a all hands on deck type deal. So it was fun when you have a bunch of chefs in there and doing stuff, and we all see our creative energy going through, and it was good.
Yeah,
it was really good.
If you don't know how it works,
and I got scissors for Amanda's garden, so I really got to play this weekend.
Okay,
I was super excited. I got permission.
So if you guys don't know the format of Self-Reliance Festival, Thursday and Friday are paid classes where people can come in and get exclusive classes. It was Chuck was given a class, and who else?
Sunny gave a class.
Sunny gave a class,
and didn't Refuge gave a class.
Yeah, Refuge Medical.
And then didn't the dogs, and I cannot remember his name.
Canine
Fortress. They did a class. Could have been some more. I don't know.
Skane said she got a huge amount done there.
Good. Good.
But Friday night, what she was talking about, they had a reception that had the most beautiful charcuterie set up.
Charcuterie.
But Carrie from Thunder Hill supplied a lot of the sauces and stuff, and there was
in a lot of the food.
There was,
I think, all the food.
Pickle. Did she bring the meat and stuff too? But
like I was opening up homemade jars. I was opening up store-bought jars, mostly homemade jars.
But they had pickled veggies and really nice Italian style cookies and oh man, it was a setup and a half.
It was good.
And everybody really enjoyed it. I got under Carrie's nerves because I asked her if she had any ketchup, so she didn't think that was too funny.
Actually, I think I was the one that groaned, and Carrie just went with the flow. She's like, whatever. But
no, it was really good. And then that night we sat around the campfire. A ton of new people there.
Yes, it was nice.
A ton of new people, and so there were about 20 people sitting around the fire, and I broke out the handy dandy without rule of law cards, and about 90% of the people around the campfire had never done it before. So we did it for a couple hours, didn't we?
I wasn't over there. I was staying back a little bit. So I was over by I was at Karen Glenn's tent. So
I ran one card from every category.
Sold a lot. Sold a lot of decks.
One guy came over first thing in the morning and bought a deck.
I would agree with that. Yeah, it probably was the best one they had so far. Yeah, it was good, and they're just going to keep getting better.
Well, and the vibe was different. The vibe was different for a couple of reasons. I think? Yeah, no, it was good in a good way. The first and probably the most noticeable thing was Nicole came out and has visited us.
Nicole was relaxed.
Well, she came out and visited Midwest Preparedness Festival a couple of times, and she brought back a couple of things that we do here and implemented there. And the biggest one was they had a children's area. And Christy, who runs our children's activity,
and Becky, Tim the Tool Man, Taylor, he came out.
Christy came out from Midwest, and Tim's wife helped a little bit.
No, I think they partnered that.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure they did.
Well, but they had a good time, and the kids. This first time there were a whole bunch of little kids running around. Hey, Randy, and it was just really good. And then there were a couple things, and yes, Nicole was way more relaxed this time. Usually she doesn't relax until about noon on Sunday, but she seemed. I'm sure she was tense, but she and John seemed.
Even Tactical said she was in her element. It was all good. They had everything, not everything, but they had a lot of the harder work was pre-done. So everybody, instead of vendors showing up on Friday, where do I go? And things having to be marked, it was already done. I had a map well ahead of time. I'm going to say almost a week before festival. I knew exactly where everybody was going to be, where I needed to be, and all of that. I the funny thing was not everybody caught on to the map, and so they were just trying to read things as they went. And my first demonstration was Saturday, and I actually had to kick somebody out. And he's like, "No, it says garage." I'm like, you're not in the garage. You're by the garage. You're supposed to be inside. So it's all good. We all get along. It's just like, get out of my way. I got to set my stuff up.
Well, and John was a lot more relaxed. John in the past, when the big crowds get there, he's not really fond of it. In fact, him and I were talking last Self-Reliance Festival, and he made the comment that he liked it when it was smaller, but he was really relaxed this weekend. He wasn't.
Him and Amanda both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody just, it was very appreciative. I mean, I was relaxed.
Well,
and get this, I had 4 people in my kitchen. I didn't freak out, and we all meshed. You were in the kitchen with me. You were a huge help. Darren, both.
Yeah, you were mad as hell at me when you woke up, though.
Well, because the kitchen was not where I usually put it, and there's a reason why I put it where I put it. But let's say by 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday, when everybody was cooking, everybody realized why I threw a fit, because the sun was beating in. But y'all took care of that. You guys took care of it.
The heat. Okay, if I'm going to say anything bad,
well, the sun was coming like straight in.
If I'm going to say anything bad about the weekend, and this is just a complaint, it was stinking hot.
Was there what?
Was there chemtrails? Everyone was relaxed. Were they
no chemtrails? No chemtrails that I saw anyway. But I didn't have time to look either.
Or was there Valium in the chemtrails? So the heat.
Maybe
it was like 92 degrees.
The heat. There was a reason for that. The locals told us about that.
So whenever the hurricane came in, on the backside of a hurricane, there's always a low pressure system, and then we had a low pressure.
They had 2 low systems that came through, and they were competing with each other. And when this is how it was explained to me. And when that happens, that all that tropical heat comes in.
And that the other low system had come from our area, and we had.
Is that where that came from?
Yes, it came from here. Is the one that went over us. And when they hit, like she said, they start swirling around, and they sucked all the heat up from the Gulf Coast, and it was muggy and hot and miserable.
So muggy. Well, I don't think it was miserable, but it was just.
There was a lot of people. There were a lot of people who were dying. We sold
a lot of people that don't know muggy.
We sold a lot of drinks,
a lot of beer,
and we had beer by donation, and
sold a lot
of it. And
it wasn't. Yeah, nobody was drunk. They did great. And it wasn't like, oh, here's $1. We sold a lot. No, there were like 10s, 20s, 5s, everything being put in there. People were just like, I just need something cold right now.
And then we sold the all you can drink lemonade and tea.
That went great.
And we gave away 2 glasses, and we sold 6. So we got rid of 8 glasses as part of the all you could drink thing, and still, by my calculations, the all you can drink lemonade and tea paid for all those glasses we showed you last week, which was nice.
Yep.
Sent that golf sticky stuff up to y'all. Yep, you sure did.
That's why she didn't come up. She knew what she was doing.
But there were a lot more vendors. I'm going to say this.
No, there were less vendors.
Or were there vendors?
Mm-hmm. Less vendors? Yeah, less.
I will say this. There were a ton of new people there.
There was more in attendance. Less on vendors, less on classes, and more in attendance for the weekend.
We sold most of the financial stuff that we did was on the food side of it, but we still did pretty brisk business in the tent.
We did great business
in the vendor tent. And I talking with all the other vendors, they said the same thing. And I think part of that is the fact that there were a lot of new people there, and they were all very concerned. Hey, Rabbit.
I want to say that for us not to but I think it makes an impression on what's going on between orders, credit cards, and what people bought there. I'm going to say we almost doubled what we usually do at a festival.
Well, and that's one of the things we figured out. We can tell how people feel by how brisk business is, and there's other vendors that we've had the conversation with, and they're like, yeah, this is True.
Medical supplies going out the door like crazy.
Yeah. Truck People's had a good weekend.
We did a collaboration with Chuck and SOE, and that was good. We had duffel bags coming in, and you could
only
fill
one
it.
person did. Only one person took it.
Just for us, but you don't know who else was doing what, and you just don't know. And some people don't want the discount; they're just coming in and doing whatever. So we had a lot of that. I had people that were like, "Just keep the change," and I mean, we're not talking. It wasn't like it was just a buck or two.
Sam
it
says
was
he
keep
sold
the change. Yeah.
He sold out.
Well, that's why you didn't get any, because usually we're at the end trying to scramble for that.
Oh, he asked me Sunday morning, and I was like, hang on, let's see how things go.
Well, good. Then he sold out. So great.
Yeah. I mean, good. It's a good thing, Sam.
We do the same thing.
Good for you. I could have used, I've still got one package of teriyaki left. I
can hide it from him, and then I can pull it out in December, and that should hold him off until we see you. Or you want me to hold it until January?
No, just leave it. I'll be good. I haven't finished the burnt toast beer I got a month ago, so
that's true. You've been doing good with that.
Although when I did have that first package of Sam's jerky, I ate the whole thing in one sitting.
I had to laugh. Usually we come back so much food left over, and Saturday I felt horrible. Saturday by what 3? Mm-hmm. By 3 o'clock, we're like, sorry, sold out of that.
Hey,
yeah, sorry, sold out of that. And
I made it home, bud.
I could have used you, Skeins girl, because you could have redone the chalkboard for me. So Sunday morning, it was easier to tell everybody what we had than what we didn't have, which is a good problem to have.
Well, and the food thing. So we went out there. We had to weigh a good 1,000 pounds more when we went out there than we usually do, and the truck drove like it too. It sucked down a lot of fuel because we were under the impression we were going to only be the only food people there. Turns out there was a food truck that was there set up right across from us, and it was really nice. The people that owned that truck were really super nice.
They were checking out what we were doing. We were checking out what they were doing. It was really cool.
The wife went and got ice and got us some, and then Sunday morning the guy's generator wasn't working, and
Darren and Garen. I thought you got Hacks on it. Hacks went over, fixed his generator.
Yeah, fixed his generator and got
so they were open for lunch.
The guy was complaining all day, all afternoon Saturday. Well, not complaining. He was just flabbergasted that he was running out of food, and in fact, they didn't even serve breakfast on Sunday because they ran out.
The generator was down. No, it wasn't. They ran out. The generator was down Sunday.
But hey, Rescue. If anybody doesn't know, Rescue seems to be back on his morning schedule for the time being. So if you're looking for a cool hangout, go check out Rescue's Clucking Alamo every morning when he's live. It's good chat.
Hey, Bella's Whisper Farmstead.
A little bit of, did I not show that?
Nope. I don't know if you did. You just didn't say anything.
But yeah, so go check out Rescue. What else with this? So Saturday night they have a VIP.
That dinner.
And they did it different because normally they do it.
It was family style.
Yes, it was family style.
Beautiful.
So brought everything out.
Perfect.
AJ, the guy that usually cooks that, outdid himself.
AJ and Sarah.
Yep, they outdid themselves. They had a tri-tip that was probably the most succulent piece of tri-tip I've ever had.
Garlic parmesan chicken as well.
Oh yeah.
I told AJ we were trying to figure out how to break into the kitchen to go get more food Saturday night, and it was like, oh man, that it was just delicious.
And the veggies, it was perfect.
And this is the first time it was literally everything there was farm to table. So a bunch of farms came together and collaborated with what needed to go in there. So everything was farm fresh. It was wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
It was nice. We sat down. What was the guy's name? I'm such a bad person. By the way, anybody that's a new subscriber and has not seen one of these before, just be forewarned. The conversation will be about what we did this week. We'll talk some homesteading stuff. We're probably going to get into current topics. No, not probably. We will get into current topics and politics and a whole bunch of other stuff. And you're expecting nothing but homestead talk, sorry, that's just not the nature of the world right now. The stuff that's not homesteady affects what we do, so we need to talk about it and we need to be aware. Okay, so I hope you stick around because we do have a good time. The people in chat that are longtime regulars, correct me if I'm wrong, are good people.
Mm-hmm.
They're very knowledgeable and are willing to share their knowledge with people that want to learn.
And that's what it's about. It's about sharing. And we have a saying around here: if you're the smartest person in the room, find another room.
Yeah, you're in the wrong room.
You're in the wrong room.
You need to surround yourself with people that raise you up. Doesn't mean you can't go raise other people up, but you don't want to purposely be the top person in the room.
Piggy Homestead, welcome. Hey, I just want to comment on something right now. Skane's totally put like a Bible in there of what she was doing in canning, and I know that she's got about 5 weeks until she's here, and I would really like to know where she plans on storing all that food, because she does not have a temperature controlled area to store all that food. So Scansy and I need to talk, I think.
She was a busy bee.
Yes, she was, and I'm proud of that. But yeah, as long as she's putting everything in the freeze dryer, she's golden. But it sounds like she's canning too. So the canning is what I'm worried about. And then if you're wanting to put temporarily, you want a freeze dryer here, we need to figure out what that does to electricity and all that. You got to be responsible for that, and you got to figure out with hacks how to get a plug-in for that.
Hygie, I'm gonna ask you.
Is it Hygie or Higgy?
I don't know. Spell it out phonetically first, so we know exactly how to say it. I'm gonna ask you this question, and I don't want to sound bad. Did you give me the survival bracelet? Are you the one that gave me that? Because I found it.
Yes, I think.
Hoogie. Okay. Oh, we weren't even in the same zip code.
Total
Not
difference.
even close. But if you gave me that is a really nice bracelet, and we need to talk about maybe getting those, supplying other people. The 550 bracelet.
That was her.
So the dog ate one of them. I had one, and that Pastor Jack's daughter made for me years ago, and the dog ate the knot off the end of it. So I started wearing that one because I found it. I mean, it was kind of weird that the day after the dog ate mine, I found the one that you'd given.
Kuka means cozy home in Danish. I like that.
Hey, Lifetime Free, what's up, Tag?
Hey.
You missed a good weekend. The contingent from our neck of the woods, the people that are coordinating and doing the Midwest Preparedness Festival, Spags, Data, Kyle, and Christy, all, and
the wives were there.
The wives were there. Everybody had a good time. Everybody had a good time. Spags played MC, and Data said he got some great. Patrick said he got some great drone footage.
Good.
He was sitting by our tent, and I was like, "Hey, what you doing?" But yeah, it was a good time. Everybody really liked it. But Saturday night, I don't know about you, I was so damn tired because I drank 2 beers. About 11:30, I was like, I got to go to bed.
Everybody was. It either felt like the day ran away from you, or it felt like it dragged, depending on what day it was.
Yeah.
But we knew it would get hectic on Saturday. Everybody did. So.
Okay, we ran out of strawberries. We sold out of those things, and she was going to start freeze drying more, but we've got a festival in 3 weeks, and we've got more than enough products right now. And I told her, I said,
we are completely sold out of strawberries. We are almost sold out of chicken farm. I was going to ask you about that.
We talked about it last
I
night.
just sent out a huge order
got more
today.
than enough to get us
I don't
through
think
this
so,
last
but well, what we can do is take orders, and I can ship.
What happened if we sell out? You're okay with it? That last night, that's what you said. Sell out stuff. You're okay with it.
What I'm saying is, I mean, I literally just gave you an out. I said, if we sell out of it, we can take orders and I can ship it out.
Okay.
But that huge order I didn't know about until we got home. So
yes, we have a gentleman on the West Coast he's ordered twice from us, and he both times it's been the first day of a
Poor
festival.
guy, I feel so bad
Yeah.
about that.
So it takes us like
A
it takes
week.
us 4 or 5 days just to get to find the email, because we're so busy and not diligent checking the email, and then we got to scramble around and get stuff packed and out for. We actually did pretty good today.
It only took me 15 minutes
Yeah.
to find his order, so it wasn't too bad. But that's because we're running out of products. So it's gonna be a busy winter for me.
But yeah, we got to wait. Not running the air conditioner, the freeze dryers. You ran them in August, and it took
Right
forever.
now I think I would be fine, and it did not on everything. I'm in a sweater and it sucks on my feet, freezing.
Right.
I am freezing.
We're gonna wait.
You can be warm, but I'm freezing.
We got other stuff.
Yeah, I know, but I may just go ahead and pick up supplies for what I need, because I'm noticing things are disappearing off the shelf again.
We'll talk about that here.
I'm just saying. So
at the end of the
it's fine.
festival update, you can tell about it
It's
because that's
fine.
follow up on the festival. Okay.
Well, but it was hard finding things even at the festival when we had to run and grab, and I was not the only vendor feeling that. We were limited, and
Glenn brought the poofer out,
yeah, the
which
people were there.
you guys saw the video of that. That was
Did you totally missed? Do you know what Glenn did for me?
What did he do?
It's my birthday. Glenn brought me Guinness for my birthday.
When's your birthday?
Today?
It's today. I was wondering how long it was going to take you to mention that.
No, but that wasn't what you asked me, so that's what I said, and you should know that it was today. And so, but he brought me Guinness, my favorite.
So today is Angela's birthday. She is 39.
You don't even have to lie anymore.
She's 45.
You're still lying.
It's her birthday.
Oh man.
So, and it's been very low key. I tried taking her out last night.
I was so tired.
The down part,
Anyway,
the down part, we found out Saturday that my aunt passed away.
yeah. We thought the funeral was yesterday. And then had we have known when the funeral really was going to be next Monday, then we would have got a hotel room and not almost ran off the road 3 times last night. It was bad. We were all just so exhausted. The heat just takes it out of you.
Yeah. Well, and I was up at hey, Mossy Oak.
Mossy Oak. They are here permanently. They made their last trailer trip.
I was up at 5:30 Sunday getting stuff ready. And by the time we left at 5, which we actually left early. We actually left earlier than we usually do. Thank God.
Did we leave at 5? I thought it was like later than that. On Sunday? No, you might be right. It might have been around 5:30 by the time we said goodbyes.
Let's see. Timothea says, "Hey, Grumpy Acres, love your place and what you're doing, but remember, you probably know about that. Insurance is a Jesus. It's all in the name, but you guys are smart. Yes, we are. Timotheus, we do not talk about it enough, but we are very blessed. The last 3 years have been extremely hard. Probably the hardest time the hardest time in my life, hardest time in my marriage. And it's been a lot of ups and downs. There's been a lot of things that really tested my faith and my willingness to go on. And, we started a men's Bible study last January. We get online every Thursday. We try to get online every Thursday, but the last couple of months it's been very busy.
Well, it's festival season.
We got festivals going. We got people moving.
The nice thing is more festivals are bringing in ministries.
Yeah.
And so there was 4 ministries at Self-Reliance Festival this weekend.
Mossy says they've got a few trailers.
Yeah, I saw that, but the redneck is done full time working up there. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, I just heard somebody read the text from your husband, and I thought you guys were like totally here full time. So
I've got a cat attacking me. She needs some love. So if you hear me yell because she's digging her claws into me, that's what that's all about.
Yeah.
Gregory says, happy
thanks,
birthday.
Gregory. Yeah. Thank you, all of you. Thank you for the birthday wishes.
My aunt passed away. I got to tell him the butterfly story. So okay, so my aunt was in hospice. She was 90 years old. She was not doing well. Had some medical problems. They told her that surgery was the only way they thought they could fix it. But even then, it wasn't a sure thing, you know, because at 90 years old, a surgery can be a death sentence. But she said, no, I want to go home. And so that happened on Tuesday. They took her home
Thursday.
They took her home Thursday, or no, they took her home Wednesday.
Oh, I thought they had till Thursday.
And she, no, because remember, she slept in her bed Wednesday and Thursday night.
No, you were in charge of all that.
Anyway, she passed away the day after she got home. Actually, the night after she got home. And she's the last one out of my paternal aunts and uncles and my parents that are alive.
She was the baby, wasn't she? Or was your dad the baby?
No, Harry was the baby.
Harry was the baby.
And then it was Margie, my dad, Joanne.
Okay.
Anyway, so she loved butterflies. This woman was fanatical about butterflies. Guess what Thursday was? Thursday was National Butterfly and Hummingbird Day. And we were
she was able
sad
to pass on that day.
We were sad until my daughter told us that, and then it was like, you know, it was meant to be. She knew exactly what was going to happen.
Yep, perfect for her.
You know, and the crazy thing is, she's the only person I know that's been in the World Weekly News. She was actually in the same magazine that Bat Boy's in. And I was in the Persian Gulf. I was on duty, and I was flipping through a World Weekly magazine, and I get to the last page, and there's a story about dancing grannies. And I start reading it, and I look at the picture, and
there's Aunt Margie.
Sure enough, there's Aunt Margie, front and center. She was the instructors of this dancing granny troupe. And so guys, this was 30 years ago, so she would have been mid-50s. But there she is. She's got all these 80-year-old women around her, and they teaching them how to tap dance. And they go around to they used to go around to all the local old folks' homes and
nursing homes,
and show them.
Because we are old folks, but so
no, I'm not.
I'm
not old. I just happen to be the same age as old people. There's a difference.
My grandmother just turned 99. She's still driving, living on her own. And I told my daughter, because my daughter called me and my granddaughter for my birthday today. And so we were talking, and holy small. Oh, my granddaughter has a lot to say, and like speaking Dutch. She told me what my birthday present is, but luckily she speaks Dutch, because Lexi's like, no. And then I was like, well, lucky for you, I didn't understand what she said. And Lexi goes, oh, thank God. Good.
Well, thank you very much, Timothy. Just said my love and encouragement to you guys and my prayers. That's all I can do, but I love you. You know what? That's all we ask.
Yeah.
That's all that is not all we ask. Well, you know what we ask you to do is go out tomorrow and live a lifetime free, right? Because that's our birthright, and that's what God wants us to do, right? Oh man. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Corn Pop, but missed you, man. You should have brought the kiddo
Corn
to
Pop. You missed the bacon explosion.
Oh yeah, that was the bacon explosion. Tell them about the bacon explosion.
So here's what you do with the bacon explosion. You take and you lattice 1 pound of bacon, and then you put shredded bacon and sausage mixed together, and you lay that over the lattice bacon. Then you take apple pie filling and you put that in there. Then you roll it up, close it up, and you smoke it. Then you cut it into 1-inch slices, and you take my original cinnamon roll and you cut it in half, and you throw the bacon explosion in the middle, put it together.
I'm surprised you didn't sell out.
So we were close to selling out, and it was
so
like
close to 60 of those things.
Carrie was like, was it 60? I don't know.
You had 9, and there's 8 on each one, and
800. We sold 40. Because almost 800. We sold 40. One had to be eaten because it was older, and then one was left over that we didn't know about. So
Corn pop
somewhere in
washing
there.
to freeze dry one melt.
Come to
If you
Kentucky.
can make it
We're gonna do it again in
to
Kentucky.
Kentucky Sustainable,
Mhm.
we're gonna have them there. It's the only I was not wanting to cook, but she
No, Mrs. Hacks contacted Shelly and said, "Here's what they're doing," and she was like, and because I told her, I said, "I'm not doing breakfast there because sometimes, last time I did, I said they didn't ask me to do it this time." So Patty was like, "Well, let me tell her what you did," and so Patty texts her and tells her what we did, and she's like, used a word and said yes, and so. Kiri and I will be doing it again. This was a collaboration between Thunderhill Farm. They did the smoking, the lettuce and bacon and sausage, and I did the cinnamon rolls.
Well, after the weekend, I was not. The thought of carrying all the cooking stuff out there.
We don't have to take all of
was
it,
not on my
my
plans.
Two roasters.
But she
2 roasters.
She was toning it down. It's not gonna. It's not gonna.
It's just going to be those.
Yeah. So corn pop, forgot about SOE.
Oh no,
that hurts, man. That really hurts. But he took some stuff to North Carolina, and
that's good.
That's the other part of the conversation. I think one of the reasons why a lot of people were really serious about it was because of what all went on with the hurricane. It was interesting because there were locals there. Had a couple of people tell me flat out and said, had I not paid for this, I already had it planned, I would not be here. The one guy said that he's glad that because it was a good break from everything they'd been going through the couple of days before.
Horrible.
It was all the talk. I'm really surprised though. So we have these buckets for sale, and you fill it up with whatever you can fit in it. Get 5%, right? Nobody took advantage of that, which I'm not complaining, but I'm really
one person did. But you also have to understand.
We did not sell a single bucket.
Oh, the buckets?
We did not sell.
I thought you were talking about the duffel bags. No, the collaboration was better. But you also have to understand, people were coming in and they were spending money more than what would have filled that bucket. But there's a lot of people there, they won't take advantage of that because they just want to support us. But they don't realize we in turn want to support them and thank them for supporting us.
Well, it was cool. Jason, Angry Prepper, was there. I really like him. He had his son with him.
His son is so cute.
Jason's he's a blast to talk to because he just straight up tell you what he thinks. But he was talking with Bear. I saw him doing an interview over at Refugee Tent.
Corn Pop, I'll be doing classes. Chuck will be doing a class. Those are on the 25th of October. And then the festival itself is the October 26th and 27th.
Last weekend in October.
Yeah.
Hey, Chuck. Chuck said he sold out of almost everything.
That's true.
Yeah. Yep. And then Bear Independent was there, and the Refugee Tent was his crew, and they were going up to the Love's Cove area in North Carolina.
Yeah, Starlight Angry Prepper doesn't cuss like that, and so not in person anyway. But his son was also with him, and then I did my demo on Saturday, and I went to
Best Life. It is in Bowling Green, Kentucky, at the Western Kentucky University horse arena. That's where it will be.
Don't go over to where the horses are.
No, you can't. They can't. They get up there. Right. They can't.
You'll see signs.
It's like the agricultural.
And y'all can pay at the door. And so if you want to sign up for a class and you don't do it ahead of time, nice to kind of get a number if you're coming in, both for Chuck and myself. We would love to have numbers if you're coming in, but you can just say, hey, I'm coming. I'm going to be in this class, but I'm going to pay at the door, and you're welcome to do that. You don't have to do it online.
So tell me about your demos.
I just want to know you're coming.
She did 2 demos.
So I did vinegar, medicinal vinegar, and so I did that. And I went to Amanda's garden, and I carefully trying not to strip everything. and I got the basil because I was going to do basil vinegar for her. And I was so proud. You know, in the class we're teaching, I'm showing them how to crumble it and get everything, you know, get all the good stuff out of it, and then put the vinegar in there. You know, here's this vinegar, and this one, but here's why we're using this one. I wanted to be careful. It was spilling, and I didn't want to spill it in John's garage. So I'm watching the jar, and I'm very carefully walking over. My shoe hit the corner of the mat by the door, and I tumbled. So here's what happens. So there was a class going. Amanda was in the class. Jason, Angry Grumper, was in that class. A bunch of other people. So here's all. It would have been better if it was strangers. So here's all these people that I knew come running over to make sure I'm okay and I'm not getting cut because the jar just went everywhere. And
that's why it smelled like vinegar.
That is why. And so I was embarrassed and, you know, trying to get up. And Jason's like, "Are you here? Give me your arm. Are you okay? Are you okay?" And everybody is like trying to see my arms and everything else. And I'm like, "Stop. I'm fine. I'm fine." You know, trying to get my dignity and everything. And then finally Jenny looked at me and Jen was like, "Why don't you go wash?" And I was like, because I had vinegar all over me and I was gagging myself out. And so
got some new people came in. Bonnie Blue 2A came in.
Oh yeah, I went and saw that tent, Bonnie Blue. And
I did not get a chance to go over there.
I did, and it was exactly what I thought it was. And so, and the one girl that runs it, she Kathy, I think is her name. She is so sweet, and we were just trying to figure out if you were related to her and how you knew her. But yeah, so then we found out. She's like, "Yeah, well, they've been announcing that on everybody's channels and that kind of thing." Yeah, so we're thinking maybe that's what that was. But yeah, and then I told him about. I was like, "Oh, it's the Jewish thing, the first 5 books of the Bible," and she was like, "No, it's not Jewish." And so we were talking about that, and it's like a lot of people don't know that is the first 5 books that that is Jewish. And so I've got the Torah. I actually have it in the library.
You guys were doing a Bible study on that one. Yeah.
We do a Bible study with it. Yes, correct. And go back and forth because you can get certain understanding. Things have been rewritten, but when you go back to the Torah, you can kind of filter and then go back to what's happening now, what was going on then, that kind of thing. It makes for a very interesting Bible study. So, Bonnie, thank you. And her and I like her. She's really good. And the guys, in fact, Zach was sitting over there as well. And so...
So Mr. Spags was the MC. He walked around all weekend long with the splatter paint chest rig that SOE makes. I got to tell you, he kind of made me nostalgic because when her and I first got married, we're in Washington D.C. Len knows this too. He's actually slept on this. We had a couch that looked exactly like that. Yeah, that's why I make fun of it. Yes, she's still a klutz.
Like they don't call me Grace for nothing.
So yes, and then Spag's wife showed up dressed like an '80s girl with the knee-high neon socks and the neon T-shirt. Did you not see
Jenny was just being comfortable. I don't know why you're giving her a hard time.
No,
she is being comfy. Nah, she was being comfy.
But yeah, and Spags, can I tell them what you're going to do? Just give me a yes or no about what we talked about this afternoon. No, but it was a good time. Sunday got up. I spent 2.5 hours breaking down our tent and the Hacks tent while they were helping over there. Patty almost got heat stroke, and she came over and sat with me for a little bit and talked to me while I was doing that. I got so much salt in my eyes from sweat. My eyes are still hurting. But you asked her, I look like I had pink eye Sunday night.
He said yes, but before you do that, and it will be featured in my final video ever. It will be. But I will say this: if it was not for the Hacks, if it was not for G, there's no way I could have got through this weekend, guys. I mean, finally, after seeing me for several times in the kitchen, they had the lingo down. They had everything ready to go. I mean, I was waiting for everybody to go, yes, chef, yes, chef, yes, chef. didn't get that, but everybody knew, okay, stop. And then Darren would even come, hot pan, and he would let me know what side he was on, that kind of thing. It was great.
Yes, Spags is doing one last video. He is doing a video highlighting everybody that donated stuff at Self-Reliance Festival for Grindstone Ministry.
Spags, what was the final number? I think so when we were finishing up, but people were still buying tickets, they had met their goal, and there was over, I want to say over 6,000. So 3,000 for each ministry that was there. I could be wrong on that. Could be 9,000 for ministries, but that is all going to help people. This stuff we know, 6,300 plus, awesome. And so, you know, these ministries, they were leaving festival to go and work and get food to them. In fact, we gave a large crate of food to Bear Independent.
No, we gave it to his crew.
That's fine. And the comment was made because we were like, well, we'll just give that to the people. They can do it. FEMA is confiscating stuff, supplies, and all of that. So they are going to use it for themselves, so that they have food and they can get everything else out.
We need to discuss that too.
Discuss what?
The whole FEMA thing. Your demos, they were hit. Everybody enjoyed it.
So yeah, so some people have said yeah. I'm hoping we'll see which day was videoed. Sunday was lighter in people number, so it was more of a one-on-one. People sat close to the table, and we kind of wandered a little bit on ideas. Saturday was great. A lot of people, and we really got down to the nitty and gritty. And so that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, and I gotta give a shout out to the Willisons because they are always such great hosts for that thing. They allow us to use their kitchen. I spent an hour washing dishes.
Well, don't say that they don't do that for everybody. So,
well, they're great hosts.
Yes,
they do that. And everybody that was there knows that I do it because they all see me taking the dishes. It's not like it's a great big secret.
Well,
hey, turning guns. You know, but they just so gracious. Plus the drive home. My God.
Drive home was rough.
I was so damn tired. I felt so bad because Darren drove 6 of the 11 hours. No, probably more than that.
Probably more.
I couldn't even.
I think you got 2 hours, 3 hours in, I think is what you said. But I was also sleeping. So
I got 4. I got close to 4.
Okay.
I could not stay awake, and it was terrible. We stopped at Arby's. We
really wanted to take the hacks to a nice dinner. Maybe we'll do that for my birthday and invite them, unless you want to date night.
No, we can do that.
Yeah, invite them because they busted tail. They really did. They don't ask for a dime. They help us with everything. I mean, it just kind of is what it is. In fact, I think Mrs. Hacks was talking to John, and John said something about her working hard and doing all that. Was it worth it? And she's like, what do you mean? She goes, we don't get paid because we come out to help. Because it's about getting one community member up, and then they're going to in turn turn around and help us, which we absolutely will. We've got his woodworking shop. We're getting ready to work on that, and quite a bit. So he needs to get his woodworking done because we actually had people coming in and asking for signs. Mm-hmm. So, but he just can't do that without a building. It makes it rough. So
yeah, but it was Arby's. I had not eaten in Arby's in years. In fact, when I was a kid, I hated Arby's because their barbecue sauce was like ranch dressing. But I was so hungry, and it tasted so good. But my gosh, is it expensive? What did we end up dropping on that?
For 4 of us was $45.
So 40? No, it had to be more than that.
No, it was 45. And then they wanted how much tip and were we going to feed the hungry children? And I'm thinking there's so much more that we need to be feeding than that going to a company or organization.
There's somebody we haven't seen.
Let's just make sure that we get that food into the people that need it and not the corporation.
Okay, I am sorry. If all you're doing is handing me food across the counter, you're not getting a tip. I'm sorry. You're not getting one. Yeah, you know,
Yeah, well, it was also Sunday, so we were just looking for something that was open at 8 o'clock at night. So
okay,
there's that.
I gotta agree with Leonard here. I had not had their fries, and yes,
Yeah, you have to eat those first.
I ate them so quick they didn't have a chance to get cold.
Yeah.
But the horsey sauce, I was telling him in the truck, I was like,
did you see the dogs found a horsey sauce? Like they're all sharing it. It's everybody keeps going and getting.
I told her flat out, I said, I am pulling some horseradish leaves and I'm getting some mayonnaise and I'm making horsey sauce. Yeah. And I will have her cook some prime rib just so I can have horsey sauce on it.
Yeah, Gregory, us too. And so if it wasn't for the fact that we thought the funeral was yesterday and we got back 4:30 a.m. Monday morning, tried to get, well, you got the truck unloaded, tried to get what you could out of the trailer.
I got about 6 hours of work. It took me two.
Yeah, but how much sleep did you get?
5 hours.
So 5 hours of sleep for him.
Well, hold on. 6.5 if you count the hour and a half I passed out on the chair.
I don't. And then because that's not comfortable. You're not in a deep sleep. And then I got some sleep, finally woke up, and it was like, what time are we supposed to be at the funeral? And he's like, visitation. I'm like, okay, so where's it at? Probably Kansas City. So family funeral home. All right, so we need to take out 2 hours early. And I got in the bathtub, and then I'm getting ready to go. He fell asleep in the chair, and he comes in, and he's like, oh, are you done? Can I take a shower? Do you care? And I'm like, already about done. And I'm like, no, get in the shower. Well, we're going to be late. You need to go.
I woke up 15 minutes after we were supposed to leave. So it was,
Well, and then what was funny, so then the phone, we've got our son, call me. Where are you? Call me. And Garen's like, call. And so my phone, I'm trying to call out. Whatever it is, the powers that be still see that we're in Tennessee. So we were there as of, midnight or whatever.
We weren't registered. Our phones didn't register with the local network.
Yeah. And so they had us shut down. And so we were shut down, and it took us to get out to the highway before everything started coming back up. And the phone was like ping, 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 and all of that. So I knew, okay, now we can call our son. And everybody was confused. The funeral is not until next Monday. We could have got a hotel room and not almost died.
Somebody freeze-dried candy corn, Tambra.
Oh, I did candy corn, yeah. He was talking about candy corn.
But we made it home.
What's the woo-hoo?
I don't know why they're going woo. I looked back up at the top and I missed it. I think they're just being goofs right now.
All right.
Hey, Brian Griffin. What's up, man? Got home at 4. She was in bed before I got done unloading the truck, snoring away when I walked by the door.
Was I snoring?
Yes, you were
snoring.
Then
I was really tired.
Like I said, I only got about, I guess I did because I was outside working at 9. Because you came in asking for some.
I don't think you got very much sleep, yeah.
Okay, Spag says, Grumpy, when the video's up at 10 tomorrow, please let me know if my tag of your channel worked. Will do, sir. Will do.
Are you doing like Medea? Are you in Medea right now?
Is it like woohoo or is it wahoo? I think they're talking about the drink. I don't know.
Yoo-hoo? The drink is Yoo-hoo.
Oh, it's Yoo-hoo.
Like, I think you're off, but anyway.
Afghans, yes. Okay, we're gonna save that.
What was that one?
We're gonna save that.
How do you save it?
Well, we're gonna talk about that.
I don't think you can do that.
We're gonna talk about that later. Okay, so that's been our week. She went back and took back everything that was returnable. That
you didn't want me to return.
That I didn't.
Or that you wanted me to return. There's a bunch of stuff I could have returned that we did.
So here's the deal. Whenever we cook, she buys a bunch of stuff, and what we don't use and what's not expired can be returned to Sam's Club. She had bought some stuff that we did not open, and I'm going to be honest with you folks, I'm not quite sure what the future is going to look like, but these things will save, and if we don't use them now, we can. And there is
I can recant them too. so it's not a big deal.
Well, if we don't use them, over the winter, and we don't use them at festival until next spring, we can use it next spring, assuming there's a festival season.
A lot of them didn't even have expiration until 2026 and December of 2025.
So this is stuff that we put into storage, and if the world falls apart, we've got supplies, we've got stuff for the pantry. If not, we can use it next spring. At which, if the supply chain's messed up,
and it is,
we can't. And okay, now
it went out today.
We
worse than it was last week.
She mentioned how hard it was to get some stuff at the stores, and yes, when we went to Walmart to pick up those supplies on Friday.
Well, we were told, so you didn't come with me, but there's some stuff you can get, some stuff you can't get, limited. There was one particular FEMA worker not there at that Walmart. I'm not sure where that happened. I had nothing to do with it. May have been in the area, but I was not on top of that one because I probably would have joined in, and I'm sure Mrs. Hex would have as well.
Oh, are you talking about the FEMA thing?
Mm-hmm.
Don't talk about the food thing. Talk about the food shortage.
So, we went in, and there was a lot of stuff we could find, could not find. And I was like, well, we're so close to what happened, that kind of thing. Okay, I get it. So maybe that's what's going on. Ice was very, very short everywhere.
Because it was hot.
Well, but baby, you got to figure out. So now the ice shortage, you got to figure out, okay, how many people around that area have zero electricity? So that was part of it. And then I went to Sam's Club to return some stuff, and I thought, man, chicken perm bites are getting out of control. So, and then I've got a lot of barbecue left, so maybe I think about barbecue casserole, that kind of thing. So I went over to go look and see what they had, and I was like, oh, okay, I need a bell pepper for that recipe. I don't have any. I might have some in the freezer. I'm pretty sure I ran through all those in the freezer. And so it was like, let me go see what they have. No green bell peppers whatsoever. So I had to get the yellow, red, and orange ones, which is fine. They all taste the same, kind of, sort of, in a way, but the green has a little bit more bitter taste to it. And so we'll figure that one out. But then I noticed while I was in there, where'd all the fruit go? Because last week there were pallets and pallets of fruit, and there is not right now. And then there were pallets and pallets of peppers. So I got green bell peppers last week, can't get any this week, and there were only 4 boxes of the colored bell peppers.
Well, and I we're going to see some long-term disruptions because of.
But that was in a week. Can you imagine what it's going to be like in 3?
I-40. There are places from between Nashville and the East Coast where I-40 is going to be shut down for over a year because it's been washed away. Okay, let's talk about the disaster relief efforts. As we talked about before, we raised money and we donated stuff. We, as in the festival, and us personally, donated stuff to Grindstone so that they could go do their mission. There was a place not too far from SOE that had a big sign. They were taking donations. We need to be really careful, folks. There are a lot of stories coming out with saying a lot of bad stuff about what's going on, and some of the stories are true. We can verify that. There was a FEMA guy that came into Camden and
got his butt kicked.
It was in the news. It wasn't on social media. It was actually a news article out of the Camden news station. So that actually happened. There are places where people are being petty tyrants. There are places where FEMA is trying to take control. Now, here's something you guys got to realize. I've worked in and around government long enough that I know this as a fact. Whenever a disaster happens, any governmental disaster plan, the first thing they're concerned about is continuance of governance. I think I talked about that last week. That we're seeing it in action here. They are taking supplies and they are keeping people from going into disaster areas because they want to control it. And by them controlling it, that shows everybody that the government is in charge and the government is doing all the heavy lifting.
Well,
Simple fact is that's not the truth.
that is not the truth.
That
is not what's going on.
The people that are doing the heavy lifting are
people like you and me,
private citizens.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, you guys. You hear talk about how the National Guard's not out and all this other stuff. Yes, there are places where the National Guard has not been sent to.
DeSantis actually put 8,000, yeah, put 8,000 National Guard active as of today. Unfortunately, that is for, well, not unfortunately, that is for Florida with the new hurricane hitting tomorrow as a Category 5 over Tampa.
Florida sent some troops.
They did. South Carolina, and North Carolina, Georgia. Area. No, none in North Carolina. So, there is zero.
So yes, there are things happening, and yes, the government agents. First thing you have to understand, FEMA is probably one of the worst run agencies in the government. Had a girl that left our place, went to FEMA to work for the Central Region, came back a year later, and flat out said that place was one of the most screwed up places she'd ever worked. And remember this, there's only 20,000 FEMA employees across the entire country. And so any relief efforts you see, even if FEMA's involved, it's the average American citizen. You know, that's doing
you know that FEMA did just put out a report today that said they're short-staffed. And they're short-staffed because they don't have the workers. They also don't have the money because it went to Ukraine.
The official page said 20,000 people. You know, so I want everybody to be very careful when they repeat stuff they see online. Double check it and verify it, because we don't want to be those people spreading bad information. I'm not going to say misinformation. It's bad information.
Because people mean well, but they're repeating what they hear. Well, and just because you repeat what you hear doesn't mean that what you heard was right.
Yeah.
It's like telephone, tell a friend. You know, the story changes. Remember, we had to play that as kids. I guess this one's going to age me. But, you know, you just come up with one sentence, and then you got 10 kids down standing next to each other, and each one whispers into the ear, and it's completely distorted by the end of it.
Okay, so Bonnie Blue 2A, what do we think about the military Black Hawk rotor wash incident with the Cajun Navy with their supplies? I don't think. Okay, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. If you ever worked around helicopters, sometimes the pilots forget how powerful the rotor wash is. And from my understanding, the guy came in and blew their stuff all over because he was following the FEMA vehicles up to the thing. Well, no, he was following the FEMA vehicles. Now, I could be completely wrong. They could have just been complete turds. We know how the government treated the Cajun Navy during Katrina, so I would not put it past them. But I'm going to give the military, if it was a military helicopter, I'm going to give the pilot the benefit of the doubt. If it was not, now see, somebody posted that it was a quote unquote black helicopter, which are not technically military. I don't. Having worked in DC, I can tell you that black helicopters do exist because I've seen them. They are not your.
They're not bringing in supplies.
Well, turning guns.
They're bringing people in.
Turning guns. Sometimes they go in and blow stuff around because you see it happen all the time in the military. That's what I'm saying. Now, could have been done on purpose. I don't know. But like I said, I'm going to give the military people benefit of the doubt. If it was some 3-letter agency or 4-letter agency, maybe not so much. Seriously.
Rescue said it was blacked out.
Okay, Rescue says it was. Yeah, and I read that it was. I read it reported as it was blacked out. I also read that it was a military helicopter.
So if it's blacked out, it could have been a military helicopter or something that was top secret. Some shenanigans going on.
They don't.
So it wasn't blacked out on a report. The helicopter itself.
The helicopter was a black helicopter.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the black helicopters don't have, at least from my experience, the black helicopters don't have tail numbers.
Did that one have tail numbers?
I don't know.
Well, if it's blacked out.
Okay, Rescue says he has the video and he will share it. in the morning. On his
Awesome.
live. You got a time rescue, so people time when you're probably going to do that, so people can.
Post it,
used
give
to it.
Rescue a wrench, and he can put the link on there because we have a lot of.
Well, he doesn't know.
people
I'm
here.
just asking him for a timestamp.
Yeah, but if you
A
timestamp,
timestamp.
but also give him a wrench so he can put his channel and his link in there, so the new people can go and find him, right? So
Okay,
do
hang
that.
on. Oh, I thought Rescue would have had one by now.
Rabbit said there was 0 identification,
Where's that?
so that's why Rescue doesn't give you. Because
I do have a blue wrench.
Do you?
Yeah.
Rescue, you got to play the game better.
There, Rescue is now a standard.
Yeah, put
moderator.
your link in there, Rescue.
Yeah,
We've got a lot of new people in here.
Drop your link there.
Oh yeah, and Rescue said he couldn't see any numbers either.
Paintball and Petra have been putting out good reports and have been
Patera.
Patera.
You said
Yeah,
Petra, but
I
it's
know.
Patera.
Everybody knew what I meant. Yeah, they raised a lot of money.
Yeah. The thing is, like I'm saying, getting it down there and getting it to the people that need it, it is being confiscated at the FEMA checkpoints. So, I mean,
Timothy's, we can send $1 trillion to Ukraine with another reset 150 million to Lebanon. Well, printing more with this money to make the people whole. Yeah.
right.
Well, and you know what? Here's my problem with that. And this is what bothers me more than the actual money itself, is the fact that they're lying about it and hiding it. And one of the things I know I've told this story before, but one of the things that Andrew Solzhenitsyn talks about in the Gulag Archipelago is that after the Soviets came into power, they lied to the people's face, and the people knew they were lying, and the government knew that the people knew that they were lying, and everybody pretended that nothing was wrong. And we have reached the point. We've reached the point where a large swath of our population is pretending that the government is not lying, and either that or they completely clueless that they're dangerous. Right? Seriously. So, that's one of the things that we need to be aware of. Pick a topic that you want to talk about that you can carry by yourself.
I'm just going to go down the dark hole. So
No,
then give me something. So
me
to talk about.
Why don't you tell them about what's coming up with your class in Kentucky, what it's going to do, what it's going to be, and like the timeline for Kentucky. When I get back, I got to go take care of the animals because it's dark enough.
You got to move fast.
Yeah, I got to go. When I get back, we're gonna get back on the topic of disaster relief because I got some things I want to share with you that you guys can really be helpful. Okay, so I will be right back.
You better be because that's going to be short.
Talk slowly.
I'll tell them.
Slow.
Put your pants up so you're not mooning everybody.
Talk slow
with you and your plumber butt. Oh, Rabbit, did you hear what he said about you? Good night. Hey, Garen, are you up for Friday again?
It's Friday.
Rescue. He said, are you up for Friday again? He's got to work. He can do it Saturday. So I guess just put in here, text G or whatever and let him know. Go take care of the animals. So anyway, but yeah, so when we go to Kentucky Sustainable on Friday, the 25th, we're going to do the canning class. So you guys can get in there. $135 if you want to pay it at the door. All we need is confirmation that you are going to be there. So I know how many people are in the class. So I have enough of the supplies and all of that because you will be walking out with stuff. And I got to make sure I have enough jars as well. But we're going to get people out of their comfort zone. We are going to do some water bathing. We're going to do some pressure canning. We are going to be canning meat. And then I'm thinking about a meat recipe as well. And then y'all are just going to keep going with the stuff. Don't bait me. He'll be so mad at me and I'll have to hear about it. Don't do it. Save it for when he gets back. And then we're going to do cabbage. I hear so many times you cannot can cabbage. I'm like, yes, you can. And so my coleslaw, y'all are going to get the St. Louis style coleslaw recipe. Tamara, Girl, I'm sorry. We got it during festival season. I literally sent it like Amber is right across the corner from her. And so I sent everything with Amber today to actually get it to her. So they have not been able, but Amber saw it and so did Fee. And they were like, that is so cool. So I think everybody's gonna be ecstatic with it. And we were also able, I sent the stackable pans for the sun oven as well. So she should have all that either today or tomorrow. But yeah, look, Timotheus is just like, here, bait Yoda, bait Yoda. But guys, it was also so extremely cool to see everybody this weekend and meet so many new people. It was amazing. You guys always rock. And just the support, the overwhelming support that we got this weekend was amazing. And so everybody just really did a great job. And we're proud of all of you. And oh, man. Oh, I gotta find him. I don't know what she did with them. I gotta find him. So in the raffle, I had a raffle. I was supposed to have him back here, but I want to put him in plastic wrap and then I want to frame him and do all of that. Beer Independent, he had his talk that he did, and so he spoke on that. And I don't know how it happened, but his notes got left, and they raffled them off. I won them. So I was like, when I won, I was like, oh my gosh, that was me. And I got up and I was like, well, I got a whole new video now. But I find it very special, and I probably won't do a video on it. But I find it very special because Bear is doing what I wanted to do, and I was doing the sex trafficking rescue and all of that. We had big ideas, and so we were having a hard time because it was so new at the time. We were struggling a lot to get anybody on board, and then when we could get somebody on board, they wanted to change it because they didn't understand it. And so they were going to do it their way. And we couldn't be part of it because we kept telling them, you have to have therapists in there. You have to have doctors in there. You have to have nurses in there. This is continuous care. There's some kind of PTSD. I mean, it is what it is. So there's some PTSD in there, and you have to be prepared to deal with it. And they weren't. Bear Independent has done a fabulous job of going in with the ministries, being able to do all of this. And he was able to get those ministries together with his crew. And I'm sure a lot of thought from people around him and just build that community to make that work. And so for me to get those papers, and I'm going to get a little emotional, it was like literally the Lord just said, thank you, and laid those in my hand. You went on the journey, you did what you could do, you changed hearts, and you got somebody on board. So I'm pretty proud of that. I'm like super excited about having those notes, and those will be free. I'm gonna preserve them somehow. I'm gonna figure it out, but I may laminate every page and then do a key ring and put it in a shadow box. I'm not sure. So it wasn't just a raffle win for me. It was literally God saying thank you. Good job. So it's great.
I think baby.
No, she was just out there. She might be in a tree though. Yeah, she's probably in a tree. Yeah, she's probably in a tree. She was out there. She could be on the roof too.
Also could have got some predators. Anyway,
Not in a half.
Okay. You guys have a good talk?
They were trying to pull me in to talking what you said don't talk about, and I did a good job baiting them. So, yeah.
Okay. So, first things first, we're going to talk about a little bit of hurricane relief.
Okay.
Go ahead. We're going to talk a little bit of hurricane relief first. So, give me a second. Share. So, can you guys see that? Let's just make it full screen. So if you go down into the description of the video below, you'll find the link for this page. Sun Oven is donating sun ovens. Hmm? What do you mean? That's what this is about. That's what this page is about. So this page will take you to where you need to go to donate money for sun ovens. Now, if you're new to the channel, we are firm advocates of using off-grid cooking methods, and sun oven is probably one of the best, if not the best, off-grid cooking method because it does not rely on anything but the device itself to do it, and it is extremely versatile. So if you're looking for a way to help and you're really not sure or you don't have a lot of money, go to this link and donate what you can to help provide off-grid cooking supplies for these people. One of the energy companies there in North Carolina today, from what I was reading, said that power may be off for 2 to 3 months. These people are going to go into without any heat or way to cook. So let's see if we can't help them. Help them best you can. The next thing I want to share with you, let me find it. Oh, hang on, let me get to it. The next thing I want to share with you, Harvest Right is doing a giveaway right now. So bring this up. Oh my goodness, that's huge. That is monstrous. That is monstrous. Let me get it small. Okay, so let's get back here. Share the screen. Window. Okay. Now, this QR code. This is our affiliate QR code link for Harvest Right. They're having a giveaway. Take a picture of that QR code, or go to our affiliate link, which is again in the description below, and it will take you to the page so you can register to win a free sun oven. I would love for one of our viewers to win that sun oven. That would be awesome. Get out there, do it. It doesn't cost anything. The worst thing that'll happen is sun oven will send you promotional materials, and all you got to do is tell them to stop, and they'll stop. All right. So we need to get out there, and I'm going to leave the QR code up for just a little bit if somebody wants to use their phone to get the link on their phone, or like I said, use the affiliate link. We are huge advocates of Harvest Right too, not just because we use it to make some money on the side. We also are advocates because it has allowed us to put up a metric ton of freeze-dried goods for long-term food storage, and we've been able to provide other people with freeze-dried goods. It's a cost-effective way to do it. Now, since we're talking about affiliates here, let me stop the sharing. Boom, back up here. All right, we've got the affiliate links down below, and we've got a lot of brand new people. So what I'm going to do over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to do a video about each one of our affiliates that we've got. We've got some really good people. It's all stuff that we use, but I want to do a video, and they're not going to be long, and they're not going to be a bunch of propaganda. I'm just going to tell you what we think about them and why we're affiliated, and that's it. You guys can go out, and I want everybody to go out after I do these videos, or after this video, and you click on the link, the links down below. I want everybody to do their own research. Do not take my word for it. Go check out and find the data yourself and come to your own conclusions. You know, one of the things about being free and liberty minded is doing the research. We don't take other people's word for it. We don't take it at face value. We go out and we find the information ourselves. We become knowledgeable about what we believe and what we support. All right. Rabbit's already entered. Look at that. He's out there to win. Let's see here. Turning Guns. I wish I had a radio that worked. You don't have a radio that works at all? Man, go there. Go to find a secondhand store and go get a radio. You can find. I don't think I've been in a thrift store or secondhand store in the last 10 years that there has not been some sort of weather radio sitting on the counter. You know, get out there and get it. If anything, the last couple of weeks has shown us we need to be able to communicate. And this is I said this on Rescue's video this morning. You know, no, it wasn't Rescue's. It was local preppers. He did an interesting video this morning. But anyway, resiliency. Resiliency equals community, food independence, and modern self-reliance. This is how we make ourselves resilient. Okay? Becoming hardened virus problems. Becoming hardened. Hardened is skills and knowledge. One thing that Hurricane Helena taught us that well, it didn't teach us. I don't think it taught anybody in this chat anything, but I guarantee you it was a solid reminder. Your stuff can get washed away. Your stuff can get lost in a fire. Your stuff can get stolen. What they cannot take from you are the skills and knowledge that you have. You will carry that stuff around till your end of days. Those people that lost everything in the floods, they've got the people with the skills have the ability to come back from this and rebuild. Now, they've got community that gives them the resilience and it makes it way easier for them to do. Let's see. Rescue, resistance without resiliency is useless. Yeah. You know, that's how I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is how we insulate ourselves. We become insulated by putting a barrier around us so that they don't have sway, as Tag puts it. Let's see. Skeins, I want a Spags bag at Midwest Preparedness. Oh, you did? I didn't know that. Did you fill it with some freeze-dried food? Are you completely prepared? Huh? I think you're. You know what? I'm giving her a hard time. She's got her own freeze dryer, so I really can't. She can fill it with whatever the heck she wants. Oh, look, we've got company. Hey, look, no, look, right up here. Look, up here. Now I got two dogs. I got. There's Dolly. I know. And there's Freya. Freya's jealous. Okay, look, you guys got to get down. Get down. Get that or sit right there. Sit right there. Mama's not here. Turning Gun's got a new colt. Is this a dog or a dog? See, you guys are throwing me off. Get out. Is this a horse or is this a new pew pew? Yeah, Rabid Skeins has a way of winning things. You know, she won a handheld chainsaw from us at Kentucky Sustainable Living. I think she cheated though. She showed up a day early. $4,000. Again, $4,000. That could be a horse or it could be a new pew pew. Let's see here. How are we coming along with the book? You talked about it a couple months ago. To be honest with you, I haven't worked on it in about 6 weeks. I haven't even touched it. Hacks kind of gave me some inspiration this week to get back on it. He set time aside. He was talking about David the Good and how he writes his books. I don't know if you guys know who David the Good is. He's a fantastic gardener down in Florida, and he is a prolific book writer. He has a whole bunch of really good titles. But he sets time aside every single day to write, and Darren started doing that. He was out there Saturday night for an hour and a half before the festivities started, writing in his book, working on his book. So I need to get on that, and I need to buckle down and start doing it. We've got her cookbook and my, I don't know how we got here, I guess is what you call it, how we got here book. But I need to get on it. Yes. Let's see here, guys. I'm sorry. I'm missing a lot of comments. So I apologize if I don't get you up there. It's not that I'm forgetting about you. It's just I'm not very good at multitasking at the same time, doing this at the same time. Let's see. Let's scroll back up a little bit. How we doing in the book? Sometimes we need to bug out and sometimes bug in. Well, Gregory, I hate to say this. Unless this house burns down, I'm not going anyplace. We bugged out 2 years ago, and I'm too old and tired. This is where the last stand's going to happen. To be honest with you. Okay, turning again. It's a horse. They got a horse. $4,000 for a horse. They're not cheap. Let's see here. Having only 1 horsepower will be great. Gas is too expensive to buy anymore. Yes, and this is one of those things I need to get rid. I need to get rid of that buggy that's outside because it's rotting in place. I need to get it in the hands of somebody that knows how to use it and has the horsepower, so to speak. The simple fact is I don't have what it takes to make that work right now. I do need to get bicycles. That's my horsepower one. Let's see here. What else? Turning Guns is naming the horse Joe. The horse does not identify as a Joe. What if the horse identifies as a Josephina? I'm just. David the Good is awesome, very dedicated and experimental. And to boot, for meeting him in person, he's a great guy. Seriously, him and his entire clan, they are fantastic people. I've met them at several different festivals, and every time I have been impressed. Oh, okay. So if you want to know why Yoda took off, our son just called and was wishing her a happy birthday. Let's see. It was already filled. I added a couple of things. It's the perfect size for me. Yeah, but those snacks in there, you need something more substantial in that skank. You need to get some good hearty food in there. Yeah. Not that the snacks in it aren't good. It's just if you're gonna sustain yourself, you need a little bit more calories. Yes, he has a lot of kids, and they are all haven't met one that's been a brat. Let's see. Oh, it's a hold on. Well, how do you know it doesn't identify as a filly, Canberra? How do you know? That's my point. Did you not hear about the gay penguins that had a baby chick that they're raising? Ah, my goodness. Some people. Oh, what else is going on in the world? I think it's time to talk about. This is something I did talk about on rescues, and I'm giving you guys a preview of a video I'm going to do. Here's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to start thinking extremely hard about what you're going to do on November 5th. When you wake up, I want you to war game out in your head, play out as many possible scenarios as possible, and figure out what you're going to do. We do not need to be waking up on November 5th without a plan. This is all part of being prepared. And I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do a more in-depth video on this. But this is something we all need to do because, the end of the world as we know it happens every morning, right? You go to sleep, and you wake up, and it's a completely different world than when you went to bed. And I have a feeling that November 5th, 2024 is going to be one of those end of the world as we know it mornings that people are going to remember for a very long time for several different reasons, or for several different possibilities, I should say. All right. So we need to think about it. We need to prepare. The window is closing. A new one may open, or somebody with orange skin may prop that window open longer, but it is closing, and we need to be ready. Right? That's what this entire thing is about. This is why we have these updates, because we want to encourage people to prepare and think about their future in a different way than what they have been, and just make sure that you're ready. You know, the last thing I want for anything to happen to you guys when it's unnecessary. Let's see. What else? What else? You guys got any topics you want to talk about? Any questions? Any pontificating you want me to do? I'm more than happy to give you my opinions on something. Now, again, my opinion is kind of like a-holes. Everybody's got one, and they all stink. You know, just so happens I think mine are some of the best. But you know, that's just. Oh, I'm also gonna introduce you guys officially to the Rusty Zipper Club. We're gonna do a tour of it here, a video sometime soon. Pontificating, yes, I will pontificate for you. Or is it bloviate? Is bloviate what O'Reilly says? Yes, I may bloviate. Let's see. Timothea says, I will be out of the way watching the chaos. They will put Trump back in, and sometime between winter going into next year, they will crash the system. Yes, that is a definite possibility. How about that 625 million given to illegals? So one of the hallmarks of anarcho-tyranny is placing more emphasis on the well-being of foreigners than your own citizens, and trusting foreigners more than they trust their own citizens. And this is, oh my goodness, that's a huge thing. Hang on a second. Where'd my chat go? Exit full screen. There we go. I'm back. I hit the full screen button and y'all disappeared on me. You know, so it's part and parcel of what's going on. This is, if you want to know why they're doing it, go read up on the attributes of anarcho tyranny, and you will see the blueprint for what is happening in our country right now. The guy that came up with it, it's actually a relatively new term. Came up with it in the late 80s, early 90s. So it's not like somebody saw what was going on in our country and wrote it down. He kind of prescient about his thoughts on it. Let's see. All the rich celebrities are selling their mansions, and Warren Buffett and all the billionaires are getting out of financial markets. They know what's coming. Yes, the people that are in the know have always done this. I really can't tell you if what they're doing is any different than what they've done before. I worked with a guy that was a raging leftist, and he was one of these people that we had some very heated discussions at work about it. He was 100% certain that when everything fell apart, he was going to be on top of the pile. And there are a lot of leftists out there that think the same way, and they think that it will not happen to them. And most of these people don't seem to realize that they are the people that are up against the wall first whenever the revolution's over, right? They're finished being useful idiots. Has anyone heard of?
I've heard of the Illuminati.
Where is it? I missed. Man, that
It was
I'm sorry that the chat literally just jumped like 10 people. Okay.
there.
Okay. Has anyone heard of the Illuminati card deck? Come out in the early 90s, and all the cards they had 9/11, COVID, pandemic, and Trump as a Trump card. I had seen it. I never played it though. I had never played it. Is that the current comment? Sam is home. Sam is fine.
Good deal.
You guys, Sam scared me this weekend. I'll be honest with you, man. He usually camps in his hammock. He's got his trusty pew with him, and he's walking around the thing with it, and he went and slept in a house. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. It's just kind of out of character for Sam to not go hard like that. He looked well rested, and he went around and he was shaking hands and spreading the gospel, so to speak. Let's see here. Let's see. Hide that. Mayhem will ensure 11-5. Yes, no matter who wins, no matter who is elected, I'm going to do a video about that too, about who's elected. No, who's been elected, who's been duly elected. Semantics. Anyway, but yes, no matter who comes out on top of the pile after November 4th, craziness ensues. There's just no doubt about it. Let's see. Brian says he will identify as a dog tomorrow or something. Let's see here. You guys are getting goofy. I think everybody's tired.
Everybody's tired.
That's Brian's real name. I've had it for 53 years. But I love the family I choose, though. Look, guys, it is 8:30. We've been at this an hour and a half. Unless you guys got anything else, be on the lookout. I know I said I was going to try to get videos or live at the festival, and I didn't. It was just we were extremely busy, and by the time it was downtime, I just worn out, seriously. But I am seriously going to try to get back. I had a lot of people say that they liked the walking videos. The lights and stuff being outside.
Rebecca. So the talk that we did last spring at SRF, we will be getting that video and we will post that.
Yes.
She was so sweet. She grabbed me when I was in the tent and she's like, I just got to tell you, I didn't get a chance to get to your talk, but I had to edit it to get it in. And I cried. And it was like, oh, bless your heart. And so I'm like, now you're going to make me cry. Let me go sit down. But yeah, no, super, super, super sweet. So that will be out. We'll get that hopefully in the next week or two. I'm not expecting it immediately because we just got off SRF. So just got to get that one.
Yeah,
first.
Rescue. I will be up early Saturday because I plan on taking a load of scrap metal to scrapyard.
More out there?
There's about 6 tons more. Not in the outbuilding, but I'm working on the pile outside now.
Oh, thank goodness.
But I need to get some OSB because Hax and I were talking about how to insulate it and make so the back of the house is not freezing so much.
Yeah, no, I know.
That it breaks our toilet.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about that.
So I need to make a little bit of money so I can go pick up some supplies.
Yeah. Hey, y'all, I just want to thank you. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. So I know how to leave. Those were my kids calling for birthday. So just want to thank you and all the grandkids. So sweet.
Yeah.
And I get to see all my grandbabies on Monday. Why is it? In Garen's family, funerals and weddings, those are always the family reunions.
Yeah, anymore.
I was telling Ian, I need to go find really cool butterfly stuff to put in the casket for Aunt Margie.
Leonard, you should go out. You should make the walking videos. I really enjoy doing them for you guys. Yeah. Unfortunately, with the light, seriously,
and it's going to get dark faster too.
It was dark it was starting to get dark at 6:30 tonight, and it was dark until 7 this morning. Even when the time changed, it's not going to help very much. I decided this weekend that I'm going to try to do 1 or 2 a week on Saturday and Sunday because I can get up and I can go for walks, and it's a nice way to start the morning. Seriously, yeah. It really is.
By what? Maureen. Who's Maureen? What I missed?
I don't know.
Pauline?
Lawrence.
Lawrence? We're from.
No, we are north of Topeka. And turning guns. Now you're into the Grumpy Acres community. We expect you to be at Midwest Preparedness Festival since you're in Kansas. It's a day trip for you, maybe a camping trip if you want it to be.
Do the camping trip.
Do
You
the
like
camping
it.
trip.
Yeah.
It's a lot
If
better.
you can do it. You'll like it.
The festival's down at Clinton Lake, just south of Lawrence, right? Yes. Rescue says everybody make tomorrow a good day. The choice is yours to make. Happy birthday to you, Yoda.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, listen. Go take care. You got anything to finish off with?
Tomorrow be at least 1% better than you were today. Of course, if I am tomorrow better than I was today, I'm going to get a lot done. That would be good. So I
You
know.
want me to lay out tasks for you?
No, I don't need it. I got to cook, babe. I got to get dishes put away that I washed today, and then which you did half that for me. Thank you. And then I got cooking to do.
For what?
Like,
oh, okay.
so I'm gonna get stuff done, and then we have leftovers. So I'm gonna do a barbecue casserole and get some of that stuff done. So you have a good dinner tomorrow.
Okay.
And then yeah, I've got a lot going on.
And like I always say when we end this, you guys go out tomorrow, live a life done free, and take care of yourselves. All right.
Night, guys.
Night,
I think
guys.
I'm gonna go call my dad too.